Hello everyone, we are back again for science this week. We are still exploring how do magnetic forces and static electricity affect objects. So today we are on magnet station 3. It is called magnet exploration, and for this one you'll just need various types of magnets. If you don't have different types of magnets at home, that's okay. I will do the lab for you, and you will just record your observations on your paper. So here are the directions. Station 3 magnetic exploration. It says look at the magnets on your desk or table. For me, or for this, you'll watch the video. How are they alike? How are they different? Explore what happens when you move the magnets closer to each other. Do they pull together, which means attract? Do they push apart, which means repel? Record your observations in your science journal. What else can you learn by exploring magnets? Draw and label one of the magnets in your student journal. So your assignment looks like this on the right today. If you are watching this and you don't have me in split screen, please go back and pause the video, and I need you to download that assignment into Notability and then go back to this video and you're going to watch it in split screen. So the assignment should be on one side and my video right here should be on the other side. Otherwise, you can print it off. That would also work, but you're going to want both of them up at the same time. So first section, this is if you have everything ready to go. If you do not, please pause the video. The first section of your assignment says magnetic exploration. Look at the magnets on your table. How are they alike? How are they different? So I want you to look at these pictures. These are all examples of different magnets, and I want you to look at them very carefully like a scientist would. And then I would like you to look and determine what is similar or alike about all of these magnets. Now, I'm seeing some things that I see that are alike. Let's see if you can spot some first. Try to find 3, then we'll talk about them. All right, I noticed that many of the magnets have labels, and the labels are always N and S. Did you notice that? That was one thing that is alike, that on parts of the magnet, you see an N or an S. Another thing I'm noticing is that there are some similar colors. There are many that are blue or red, and there are many that are silver. Did you notice that too? I'll let you find the third one on your own. You're going to want to type in 3 things that are alike about these magnets. What are you noticing is alike about the magnets? Pause the video until you have all 3 bullet points completed about what is alike, what's similar. All right, we are on to differences. You should already have filled out your 3 things that are alike. Now we are on to different. How are these magnets different from one another? How are they different from one another? Try to think of 3 things. All right, did you get maybe that they are different shapes? Look, we have a horseshoe shape, we have a bar shape, we even have a round sphere shape. We have this, which is called a wand. We have a donut, circular. So they come in different shapes. That's one way they're different. Did you come up with any other ways? Another way I found was that some of them have their poles, like this right here, the North Pole and South Pole, right near each other, but some of them have them on the opposite sides of each other, like the bar magnet. That's another way there's some that are different. Go ahead and find that last difference on your own. There are many correct answers. So you should have 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things that make these magnets different from each other. Pause the video until you have those differences down. All right, next up, we are going to be exploring what happens when you move the objects close to each other. Do they pull together, attract, or do they push apart, which means repel? So there are really 2 questions happening here. The first one says what happens when you move the magnets close to each other. Let's explore that by watching our video. There is no sound. Okay, boys and girls, hopefully you were watching that very carefully. So what happened when you moved those magnets close together? Well, you can write your sentence just like I have here. You can type the first sentence to match. When I move the magnets close to each other, what happens depends on their poles. Did you notice that? It depends on what side is near each other. So go ahead and type that very first sentence. You can copy it. And then we're on to the next two. Pause the video until you finish typing that first sentence. All right, so we're on sentence 2. If they have the same poles facing each other, so that means like the south and the south, they what? If you're not sure, go back in the video and look at a time where there was the south pole facing the south pole, or there was the North Pole with the North Pole. What was happening? Describe it on that line. Then, if they have the opposite poles facing each other, like north and south, they do what? So you're describing what happens when those poles are facing together or apart, okay? Meaning like you have north and south. So you're going to fill in the blanks. You can copy the beginning of the sentence, and then you are finishing the blanks. By the end of this question, you should all have 3 sentences. I gave you the first, and then you're finishing the second and the third. Pause the video until you have your answers. Remember, you can rewind to go back and watch that magnet behavior part. All right, boys and girls, the very last question on your page says, draw and label one of the magnets in the space below. Be sure to label the North Pole and the South Pole. So some of these are going to be much easier to draw where you have to label the South Pole and the North Pole, like a horseshoe magnet or a bar magnet would be very easy to draw. So I recommend, if you don't remember what a horseshoe magnet is or what a bar magnet is, going back to the very beginning of this video and rewinding, making sure that you rewatch that part because I did explain it at the beginning. Draw a picture of it, use color if you need to. Make sure you have labels for the South Pole and the North Pole, not just N and S. Please use words to draw like an arrow to point to wherever needs to be labeled. Once you have finished this question, you may double check that everything on this page is done. You have 3 things here, 3 things here, 3 sentences on those lines, and then your picture that's labeled. And once you have done that, you may submit it to Schoology. Great job today.